many people that have bad experiences in life love to blame God for it. And how do they do it? They go off the derech, they start violating Shabbat, they start eating pork, they start dressing immodestly, they start doing all those things that they're not allowed to do, but on a higher level than even a regular secular person. And then they can't wait to share this story. And many times they attack the religious community and everything that we believe in the most sensitive ways. Where if you were an unlearned person not learned in Torah, but that too, but unlearned in the ways of the secular world, you would think maybe there's something to what they're saying. So for example, many times women that go off the derech, that go off and become complete heretics, the main thing that they like to attack is the intimacy issues, or what they call sexuality in the secular world, of the religious community. They love to attack that. So one woman who has had her own share of horrible experiences, I guess, in her life, I don't know what they are, but nonetheless, she decided to write an article about taking stories of different women that went against God. And they talked about their own personal life of how their shidduch, they met this, and that was arranged, they met somebody, and they call it arranged marriage as if they didn't know who it was. They make you think that it's what it really isn't. Like as if they just met the guy on the chuppah. Oh, this is your husband's the wife. Okay, yalla, let's go, guys. Like as if we're like this. They make it seem like they never had a choice. And they write, yeah, and I didn't know. And then they start talking about tactless, disgusting things. Tactless. What? The first time that the woman and the husband are together. And they tell them, oh, yeah, it didn't work, it worked, it was hard, it was hurt, all this. And they blame the Judaism on this. Now, someone that reads this article who doesn't know Judaism thinks, wow, these Jewish people, they're religious people, are monsters. These people are monsters. What? The guy said, the rabbi told him, listen, if you're with your wife the first time and it hurts, don't worry about it. That's the way it's supposed to be. Just keep going. Wow, this guy's merciless. This guy's vicious. It's horrible, these people. It's black, dark people, always wearing black and white like penguins. It's horrible, these people. And that's how they vilify it. They vilify as if the first time between a husband and a wife in a religious world, it's painful, and therefore anyone that hasn't lived under a rock knows that there's a secular world in the world today, right? A lot more of them than the religious ones. Unfortunately, I was part of it. And I can tell you on my own blood, it's the same thing everywhere. In fact, it's much worse in the secular world. Because at the very least, in the religious world, that person that's with the woman the first time, he's the husband. Not like some Joe she met at a club who did his business and left it for dead in the middle of the street. But they don't tell you that in the religious articles that are against religion. They tell you about, oh look, it hurt. What do you think? It's fun and games? This is the human physiology. This is the body of a woman. That's how it is. But the tactless demeanor of the people that are anti-God are going to make you think that the religious people are villains and evil, and as if their world is peaches. As if their world is peaches. As if that woman that's reading the article doesn't regret the football team that she spent the weekend with. The reality is, Rabotai, when people have bad manners, bad character traits, it makes their wisdom non-existent. So all of a sudden, all of the good that she saw in 30 years of religion, of God, of simply having a Kadosh Baruch Hu pay attention to your life, all of a sudden, all of that went to the garbage. Why? She had a few bad experiences, perhaps a divorce, perhaps a few people made fun of her, perhaps a few things, but suddenly, all the things that she remembers is just bad stuff. Nothing good. Nothing good happened in 30 years. What does that mean? that means that the emotions got the best of you. Because your wisdom surely didn't. The wisdom surely didn't. Why does that happen? That's when someone cares more about their own kavod than kavod shamayim. When someone cares more about their own honor than the honor of Hashem itself. Eliyahu Navi, Zachur Letov, says in Tana Devei Eliyahu Rabbah, Parasha 14, anyone who increases kavod shamayim and lowers his own kavod increases and kavod shamayim increases. But anyone who increases his own kavod, whether it be for the sake of salary, the sake of reputation, and so on, and lowers kavod shamayim, his kavod will be lowered and kavod shamayim will increase either way. Explanation. Anyone that cares more about the honor of Hashem than their own honor, the reward for that will be in this world and the next, where Hashem will give them more honor, and Hashem's honor will increase nonetheless. Because they worried about Hashem's honor and not their own honor. Which means that sometimes to honor Hashem, you have to embarrass yourself a little bit. But you embarrass yourself not because you want to pretend like you're some tzaddik or tzaddikah. You embarrass yourself for the sake of Hashem. How? You go and you protest for the sake of Hashem. You go and you talk about things that are uncomfortable for the sake of Hashem. You go and do things for the sake of Hashem. Why? Because the name of Hashem is everything. Without Hashem, we're nothing. And you're going to fight for the sake of Hashem. Even if that means they're going to insult you and call you 500 times a day and call you names and make fun of you and write articles about you and they're going to kick you out and they're going to kick you in and all types of things. You don't care. Oh, Hashem, 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 Hashem. That's all you care about. Anyone that cares about kavod shamayim more than his own kavod, the reward is his kavod will increase and kavod shamayim will increase. But on the other hand, anyone that only cares about his kavod or her kavod, how so? Listen, as long as they pay me, I'll do it. As long as they say chazaku baruch, I'll do it. As long as they recognize me, I'll do it. But what about Hashem? No, Hashem understands I need to do it. So your kavod is more important than Hashem's kavod. The punishment will also be in this world and the next. How? Your kavod will disintegrate and Hashem's kavod will increase anyway. Meaning there's nothing you can do to lower Hashem's kavod. Hashem's kavod will always increase. But your kavod, because you didn't care about Hashem's kavod, will decrease. Eliyahu Navi gives two examples. Two examples that when I first heard them, I was shocked. I hope you have the same effect. He gives two examples of what he just said. One on each side. Real stories. Next time you see Eliyahu Navi, you could ask him if it was real. Eliyahu Navi says there was a person at a shul with his son. And while they were praying Hallel, his son was saying foolish things against Hashem. The people rebuked the father. No, say something to your kid. The father said, no, come on, leave him alone, he's just a kid. And this continued for 8 days in a row. Sukkot. Every day they're saying Hallel, and the kid, the Hallel is glorifying Hashem. Glorifying Hashem, the highest glorification of Kadosh Baruch Hu's name. That's what Hallel is. And the kid, every time they're saying Hashem is amazing, he said, not so amazing. Hashem is the best, not the best. He thinks it's cute, thinks it's funny. And they tell him, no, come on, tell your son something. No, come on, he's just a kid, leave him alone. 8 days in a row. Eliyahu Navi himself says, the year was not complete. Before that man died, his wife died, that son died, his grandkids died, a total of 15 people in his family died, leaving only 2 people that survived, one Rasha and one disabled, in the same year. Why? Didn't respect the Kadosh Baruch Hu's name. Didn't respect Kadosh Baruch Hu's name. Well, I just didn't rebuke my son. Okay, you just didn't rebuke your son. No problem. 15 people died. No, you shouldn't say that. I didn't say that. Yaron Reuven said that. I'm just reading. You want to read it? Go, I gave you the chapter. On the other hand, a person in the shul, Yaron Reuven says, they got to a section of the prayer. It says, Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. Now this person was quiet the whole time. No one knows who he is. Quiet, didn't say a thing. They got to the section of Kadosh, Kadosh. He started yelling at Kadosh, Kadosh, like screaming. Whoa, whoa, what happened to you? Whoa, I didn't even know you were here the whole time. You're screaming. Relax, buddy, relax. Relax. Well, you have to scream Kadosh. Well, ooh, take it easy. Take what are you, Moshe Rabbeinu, Mount Sinai? We're here. We're here. You're not on the mountain. Take a chill pill with your religiosity. The poor guy says to them, I don't know how to read, I don't know how to write, I don't know how to learn, and I don't know how to pray. All I know how to do is say Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh to a Kadosh Baruch Hu. And you're going to take that away from me? Yaron Reuven says it wasn't a year before this person was asked to move to Yerushalayim. In Yerushalayim, they made him the manhig, the leader over there. He had married a good woman, had amazing kids, all became Talmidei Chachamim. Why? He said, Kadosh, Kadosh. Honor Hashem. Honor Hashem. So while sometimes we think that a Kadosh Baruch Hu doesn't need us to honor him, apparently we're wrong. Apparently we're wrong.